So pay attention, guys. If you want to be a high net worth individual or you want to be a high level entrepreneur, then you need to get into the right rooms. So I have gone and created a free WhatsApp channel where you can learn how to grow your business, scale your business, and connect with like-minded people. So if you want to join this free WhatsApp channel, the link is in the description below. I'll see you in there. Something? Because obviously...
Hi, nice to meet you. How are you?
So guys, check this out. So I am going to be doing business networking events on the second Wednesday of every single month. I've booked this place out for the whole of 2024. So get your tickets, check this venue. So make sure you get your tickets. We have limited availability. The link is in the description below. I'll see you up there. Have you got a YouTube channel as well?
Yeah, we've got about 3 followers because I just don't have time to do it. It's like YouTube. So what's interesting?
Yeah.
When I started out, you know, life was more simple, right? It was a phone call and a letter.
Yeah.
Now to like really get into digital marketing, we were talking about this. There's like 25 levels to it. It's exhausting, right? For me, not for her.
Each platform is another job. It's a job on its own.
Correct. Yeah, I agree.
Jerome, thank you so much for coming. Are you based in Bury?
So
Where are you based?
that's where I live, yeah.
Okay.
So where are you?
Your accent's not from...
No, London.
I was going to say...
I've been up here 7 years. I married a Manc and I've ended up here.
Are you still married to a Manc?
Yeah, I'm still married to her.
How many years?
And I always will be. 2019, my second wife.
Okay.
Yeah,
So it's pretty new.
Yeah, but we've been together 10 years and she's been through all the shit. You know, like all the stuff, right?
Yeah. She's been through thick and thin, right?
Yeah, definitely.
So you got kids as well?
Not together. I've got 2, she's got 2.
Yeah.
All of us had been living together. I basically took my kids off my ex-wife. So quite unusual.
Yeah.
Normally it's the woman that gets the kids. We basically moved here, me and my kids moved in with her and her kids. So there's been 6 of us and now it's 5 and then soon it's going to be 4. But they're all leaving home now, which is great. It's going to be cheaper, yeah?
Is it?
I think so.
Yeah.
So. It's crazy.
Well, listen, you're a fitness and health enthusiast. I've seen it on your profile. It made me laugh when I read Amateur MasterChef. But then when I read A Keen Reader, I was really impressed. I thought, you know, it's just really, really important to read, isn't it? People don't understand the importance of reading, right? Like you've been in the game for a long time, and how often do you read? Is it a hobby? Is it often? Tell me.
Yeah, so the whole reading thing comes from school.
Okay.
Because back then, without wanting to sound like a dinosaur, that was the only way you could get knowledge. Was by reading.
Yeah.
Because there was only 3 TV channels.
Right.
And I was at boarding school. So it's like, I think Friday nights you're allowed to watch TV.
Really?
Oh yeah, and like all that stuff, couldn't have sweets apart from weekends. That whole...
What year are we talking here?
Talking 1981.
Okay.
So there was BBC One, BBC Two and ITV.
Yeah.
Granada up here, right? That's where I learnt to read. And that has stuck with me. Haven't been able to get the kids to read. One of them reads because she wants to be a barrister. The others are not interested in reading. I read probably 1 or 2 books a month.
You do?
Yeah. Not particularly this whole kind of how to make $1 million in property, that genre. Yeah. Not really into that and that rich dad, poor dad. Never read any of that stuff.
Right.
That you see on socials.
Yeah.
Mine's more about famous people's stories, biographies, how they came from nothing and built something in their life.
Interesting.
That stuff. I just get more out of that.
Yeah, you do actually, because it's real stuff, isn't it? And you're going to get... It's water as well.
Yeah, thank you.
Help yourself with biscuits, so I don't know if they're your favourite ones, but we've got some cookies there as well if you want some.
No, thank you.
So how would you introduce yourself these days? Like, how do people know you as? Like, what would you say?
So, property developer, land trader, property educator, husband, father, and stepfather.
Nice. So let's break that down a little bit. What is that?
So, the land trading side is what I do quite a lot of, which is the whole planning gain stuff, right? Taking a piece of land, creating the uplift through a planning permission,
Yep.
which increases its value,
Yeah.
and then trade that on. That's land trading.
A bit like deal sourcing, where the people
No.
do properties, or is this completely different?
No, that's basically me finding the land for the company, my own company, getting the planning permission with my team, myself, selling it on for our gain.
Got it.
Basically the principle of the deal. But so what we do a lot of the time is sell our sites to developers.
Interesting.
So we're at that point above them where they will come to us looking for planning sites with a consent.
So you're pretty like at the very top level,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
You're seeing sites before they've kind of seen them, right? So you're ahead here.
So pay attention, guys. If you want to be a high-level entrepreneur or you want to be a high net worth individual, then you need to get into the right rooms. So I have gone and created a free WhatsApp channel where you can learn how to grow your business, scale your business, and connect with like-minded people. So if you want to join this WhatsApp channel, the link is in the description below. I'll see you in there.
Yeah, but making sure I leave enough of a margin for them to be able to build it out, otherwise I wouldn't have a business.
Yeah.
Which means that I've got to make my money when I buy, not when I sell.
Right.
It's
Interesting.
important for the audience, whoever's listening, if you're
Yeah.
new in property, whatever, you make your money when you buy, not when you sell.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people running around doing deals with no margins, right?
Yeah. Absolutely.
So that's basically land trading.
Right.
I suppose you'd call it land flipping in modern speak. It's like being a market trader, right? You go to the wholesale market 3 a.m, right? You get your apples
Yeah.
and you polish them, but you haven't paid for them because you got credit.
Yeah.
Getting it on tick, right? You polish them up, you put them on your market stall, and you know when they always make them shine and then they're charging a margin for the shine.
Yeah.
That's basically it. It's basically getting planning permission to enable people to build out. I mean, I've done developments, done a lot of office to resi when it all first came in.
Yeah.
Permitted development, that's now 10 years old, that stuff. I've done some new build stuff up here. The land trading is the hardest part of it.
So how long have you been banging out that for?
8 years.
Nice. With regards to doing that, how many do you do a month? How many do you do a year? I take it's a process, right? So guys, check how beautiful this place is. It's a 5-star hotel in Manchester city centre. 2 minutes, probably 1 minute walk from the main Piccadilly train station. And I'm going to be hosting business networking events here on the second Wednesday of every single month. And I've booked out the whole of 2024. So come here, check this place out. I always say everything you want to learn is on the other side of what you do not know. You're going to be meeting people in business. You're going to be people who's starting off in business. So it's going to be a great place to network. I'll see you here. So make sure you get your tickets. We have limited availability. The link is in the description below. I'll see you up there.
Yeah, you're right. Looking at it as a year is the way to look at it.
Yeah.
If we do 3 or 4 a year that show really good money, that's okay. It's quality over quantity.
Got it.
Because it's costly and it's very time consuming. It's getting harder to get planning.
But there's also, at the same time, shortage of houses in UK, right? So where do you kind of find these properties? Is it just all over? Have you got like a software, or have you got people on road?
Yeah, so basically the business is nationwide.
Yeah.
Because we've got a system in place. So we use the software, which is Land Tech.
Yeah.
Identify the sites, run a huge direct-to-vendor campaign each month. So writing to the owners, DTV, contacting them directly, 300 letters a month.
Wow, so you're still doing handwritten letters?
You will not typed, but
you know
it's
what I mean,
the letters, it's the land registry, because if you get a deal, you're in control.
Yeah.
It's more of a surefire thing. We're doing 500 agents every 3 weeks. through MailChimp. That's nationwide, that's 12 counties. So we basically deal in counties, not towns, not cities, not villages, not micro areas.
Counties, yeah.
Counties, do a county at a time. So Lancashire, Yorkshire, Essex, Surrey, Kent, whatever.
Durham, yeah.
Yeah, those are the counties.
So pay attention, guys. If you want to be a high net worth individual or you want to be a high level entrepreneur, then you need to get into the right rooms. So I have gone and created a free WhatsApp channel where you can learn how to grow your business, scale your business, and connect with like-minded people. So if you want to join this free WhatsApp channel, the link is in the description below. I'll see you in there.
It's hard graft though, just like anything.
Of course. So you got MailChimp, you've got Landtech, did you say? That's another one where you send type up letters and send them. How about ads? Do they work with this sort of thing, or?
So it's something that we're exploring, running ads on Meta to target landowners.
Yeah.
That's our next thing.
Yeah, it's really good with Facebook.
Yeah.
You can literally target someone on specific postcodes. Yeah. It's really, really good. So that's one part of your business.
Yeah.
The education side.
Yeah.
How long have you been doing that for?
Been doing that for about 2 years.
Yeah.
Really, that all started by going back before then, during COVID, getting DMs on the page, on Instagram, people at home asking me whether I got a course.
Yeah.
Are you a mentor?
Yeah.
I need your help. I want to make loads of money really quickly. You know, all that nonsense, right?
Yeah.
And I thought, okay, we spent a year researching the whole training market in this country.
Yeah.
I've never been trained. It didn't exist. YouTube wasn't out there. There's no training courses, no books.
Yeah.
Because I'm self-taught, I thought, let's look at every training company in England and what they've got and how good is their customer service. That sort of stuff, right? Wrote a course, facilitate it, produced a course, designed it, property development intensive, 2 days, face-to-face, one-to-one, all with your business partner in London or Manchester, with the 10 core principles of property development as I believe they are. But number one of that 10 core principles, which I know you're into massively, is mindset.
Yeah.
That's the first one of the course. Because without that, there is nothing else.
Yeah.
And it takes people through the process because the majority of people don't really know what's involved. This is not buying a buy-to-let, doing an HMO, doing a rent-to-rent, service accommodation, an Airbnb. This is taking a site through planning, either building it out, trading it on, how do you build it, how do you set your company up, how do you find the deals, how do you raise money.
That's an interesting one, right?
So how are you going to grow your business? You have to start getting into rooms where you're going to be networking with business leaders and business owners. So this is why I am hosting business networking events in Manchester in a 5-star resort on the second Wednesday of every single month. Make sure you get your tickets. So make sure you get your tickets. We have limited availability. The link is in the description below. I'll see you up there.
How do you know how to speak to a bank? Because speaking to your mates that might have 50 grand is easier, but speaking to a bank is a different language.
Yeah.
It's interesting.
So how often do you do that then?
No more than once or twice a month. You know, we kind of look at it that this is a property company that has one training course. I'm not a training business with loads of courses, loads of add-ons. I've seen all this stuff going on socials, you know.
Yeah.
Come on our platinum mentor in our gold level, the upsell.
Yeah.
So it's one course and it's aimed at people that have got something about them already. I'm not going to sell a course to a 22-year-old that's been on another course that's got nothing.
Yeah. They have to have some skin in the game, right?
Exactly.
So how do you find them? Do you like doing that?
It's something that I have a real passion for. I kind of maybe further down the road, some kind of public speaking or some kind of motivational stuff is maybe the way forward. Just not yet. I've just always liked teaching.
Yeah, I can see that you're very passionate about that.
Yeah, I just think it's important that people are taught correctly because there's too much incorrect stuff going on.
No, absolutely, yeah. And one of the key things you mentioned there was mindset, right? And when you get mentees and when you get sign-ups and when you get people coming to the room, what are the challenges you find with them? Like you said, mindset, is that one? Or?
Yeah, I think that's where it all begins, because what's happened to us makes us who we are, right?
Yeah.
It's that simple. But very few people have got the grind or the hustle. Let's be frank, the majority of people are okay in a 9-to-5 job.
Yeah.
And that's okay.
Yeah.
I know loads of them.
Yeah.
And the whole taking on training clients or students,
Yeah.
I say to them, I don't want you doing this unless you're going to implement it after we finish.
Yeah.
Therein lies the problem, because we, as part of the add-on, there is 6 months ongoing mentoring each week with me, included in the 2-day intensive.
Interesting.
So they have an opportunity to run a deal by me. I'm not a therapist. I've got experience in property development, right?
Yeah.
So they can call me every week for 6 months for half an hour. Then you see who's consistent. Then you see who's doing it.
That's interesting. So what is the show-up rate? Like, do they all show up or no?
No, it basically tails off like that.
Yeah.
Everyone starts out with the best intentions, but some people are going on training courses that have got a full-time job that doesn't give them the time to do it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, okay, their ambition is to leave their job.
They're just so desperate.
And they are starving hungry to do that, but they don't know how to get from A to B.
And they're just looking for answers, right? Because there's so much misinformation out there, they just don't even know where to go, and when they end up somewhere, they get, just don't follow through with it. And it's because they haven't got the personal development
Yeah.
to stick with it.
Yeah.
You're a property developer.
Yeah.
Do you actually build houses as well? Tell me about that.
Yeah, most recent scheme was in Lancashire, 9 luxury detached bungalows.
Nice.
It's very stressful building stuff. I'm not building it myself. I don't know how to change a plug.
Yeah,
right? Don't know how to put a flooring down. I don't, but you just get people to do it.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
But that's a whole different gig in itself, because all these people want to be a property developer. They don't really know what it is. It's, are you able to manage a development without being had over?
Yeah.
Do you know how to borrow money to fund a development?
Yeah.
What's going to happen when the price of materials go up again? And you've got a contractor phoning you up saying, everything's gone up. I don't know what to do. I can't build it for what we agreed. There's all that going on.
Yeah.
And it happens right at the top level.
Yeah.
And it goes all the way down. It's hard.
Of course. So what was your recent development? Did you say 8-bedroom?
Yeah, no, 9 luxury detached bungalows, 2 and 3 bedroom bungalows, parking, gardens, GDV, £3.25 million, aimed at the grey pound. That's what it's called.
Yeah.
People with grey hair, they've got money, right? Yeah. And they're all downsizers. Don't need a mortgage. Not worried about the valuation stacking up. No one builds bungalows. There's a shortage of bungalows.
Yeah.
So they basically fetch a premium.
Interesting. So is that finished now, or is that?
Yeah, it's done. It's all sold. That was part of a much bigger site of 27 acres.
Yeah.
An acre is kind of a football pitch. So that was part of a much bigger site. But yeah, this is a long game.
Yeah.
Developing new build, buying land is a long-term game.
Just that, for example, project there, how long did it take from start to finish?
So 18 months to get planning, because it went to appeal.
Yeah.
Which we knew it would anyway, but we were able to win the appeal because we knew what we are doing.
Yeah.
And 11 months to build it. So you're now into what? 2.5 years.
Yeah.
The whole thing, 3.5 years.
Interesting.
But there was COVID going on, and there was increase in materials, and there's all stuff happening.
Of course.
Along the way.
And when you do end up selling a project like that, like what you're talking in terms of profit, is it like more than 20-30% or?
So when you're buying a field, so this was a field, right?
Yeah.
It's not a brownfield site. I'll tell people what brownfield is.
Yeah, just in case they. Yeah.
Brownfield is previously developed land. petrol station, garage, MOT testing station, that's all brownfield.
Yeah.
The houses we live in are brownfield. This is brownfield, the hotel, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Greenfield is where the money's at because very few people know how to do it.
Right.
Not talking green belt, because that's protected. We're talking a field at like the edge of a village or the edge of a town.
Yeah.
Takes longer to get planning. The margins are higher, but you can buy it cheaper.
And it's about finding it, like you said, right?
Yeah.
There's plenty of land in UK.
Yeah, but you know what? Most of it's owned by the same people.
Is it?
Yeah, it's really doing this whole direct-to-vendor stuff because you see the ownerships.
Must have taught you a lot, yeah.
It's all generational wealth in this country.
Interesting.
Oh, it's like the granddad, the great-granddad, they bought it for 50 quid.
Yeah, yeah.
Straight up, that's what it is. Or it's the lord and lady, the baron, the baronet. It's that whole aristocracy, blue blood, generational wealth. Those people don't sell. They don't need to sell. They keep it for the future generations. It's very interesting, this.
Yeah, I can imagine. So where do you invest your money? Do you do investments really, or?
So everything gets recycled
Yeah.
into the next planning gain deal. Places that we live in, that's where money is going into. I'm not a buy-to-let investor. Done a little bit of crypto, not huge money. Don't really know much about it, but had some fun with that.
You lose?
Pardon?
Did you lose anything?
No, I invested in 2016. I didn't know what I was doing. And then I basically looked at it in 2020 and it was worth money.
Wow, okay.
That was kind of how that played out, right? I know I've trained people that claim to have made hundreds of thousands out of it.
Yeah.
Right? I don't know, maybe by luck. I'm now planning for the next 5 to 10 years. It's where am I going to live? What country are we going to go to? What part of Manchester are we going to live in?
Yeah.
Are we going to go to South Manchester? It's all that stuff.
What is your next 5 to 10 year goals? Like, do you want to leave this country? Do you want to go? Are you happy here, or?
Want to get planning permission for 200 plots in the next 3 years.
Right.
So that's the business goal. That could be across 10 sites, could be 5 sites, it could be 15 sites. 200.
Yeah.
Then at that point, maybe the company gets sold. Maybe we end up building some out. But I think ultimately, what I've realised as I've got older, it's grey. England is grey.
Yeah.
And it rains. And we're already getting that whole chill in the air. You know what I mean? That's all started. Life's too short, right? And, you know, let's like go out there and go and live in another country, whether it's Mallorca, whether it's Spain. Do stuff. Travel.
Yeah. That's what you want to do, right?
Yeah.
So how old are you then?
50.
Okay. You're looking in shape. I take it you take your health really seriously, right? And you go.
Really seriously, like as I've got older, don't drink.
When do you stop that? Was it?
2020.
Okay.
Been through a lot of stages with all that lifestyle stuff.
Yeah.
It's one of the reasons I'm working harder now at 50 than I have in my whole life because of the whole lifestyle problems. You know, because that stuff costs you years of your life.
Just so people that don't know what we're talking about, like do you wanna give them
Talking
a bit?
about going out and partying and being in the wrong crowds.
Yeah.
Started at 16, finished at 26. Stopped drinking, stopped doing anything. For 10 years. Vegan, no coffee, herbal tea, no alcohol, no cigarettes, no whatever, right? Live like a monk.
Is that what you done for 10
Well,
years?
I did, yeah, between 26 and 36.
Wow.
Because I knew I had to change the way I lived.
Yeah.
And what I was doing in the late nights was all that stuff. When you're young, you don't realise how that takes a toll.
Yeah.
Then got into my 30s, a lot of pressure, divorce, single dad for a bit, had to go and get au pairs to look after my kids. Went into business, had to put food on the table, moved here. The lifestyle came back again. But there was a huge difference this time. I could no longer pay the bill physically. Because when you're older, it's harder to do that. The effects are greater on your body and your mind. In 2020, into 2019, It was, you know what? I'm in my mid-40s, I said to myself, what am I doing? Still going out.
So from like late 30s to like mid 40s, you were like partying again.
I was kind of not as hectic as when it was the beginning of the rave scene in 1990 and all that stuff and the smiley faces and Summer of Love and whatever, right? It wasn't as hectic as that, but it's all relative life. I was going out and I was living a life that wasn't sustainable.
Yeah.
And that stuff catches up with you, and you're also with the wrong people in that process.
Yeah.
It's been a real eye-opener, getting to mid-40s and then hitting 50 this year. It was a real wake-up call.
Yeah, no,
I didn't have a wake-up call at 40. I thought I was still bulletproof. It's cost me years of my life. It's why I'm getting up at 5:30 in the morning and still hustling like mad.
Yeah.
I don't know where it all goes, Ibby. No idea. Where is there such a thing as the promised land? No idea.
Yeah.
It's about legacy, isn't it? It's not about deals.
Yeah.
It's about who you are as a person, ultimately. That was the wake-up call.
Interesting. So the wake-up call was just pretty recent then, I guess, right?
Yeah. 2020. January 2020, it was recent. It was, this isn't sustainable, how I'm conducting myself.
Yeah.
You know, I was married again to someone that has never done anything. Don't smoke, don't really drink, never partied, won't ever party. Completely changed my perspective because it's selfish living like that. Just thinking about yourself, you know, and what you could get out of it.
Yeah.
So yeah, recent, 4 years, coming up for 4 years.
So what's the first thing you done then?
Stopped drinking. It wasn't drinking every day, but when I was drinking, it was quantities. It wasn't a beer anymore. It was 50% spirits,
Yeah.
and then all the stuff that goes with it.
All the good stuff.
Well, that's the lie, isn't it?
Yeah, that's the lie.
That's the lie.
When did you start like thinking like I need to start taking my health seriously here, or like I need to start going to the gym, or I guess if you stopped drinking and stopped the other stuff, then there was something else that was going to open up for you, which was I guess the gym and the books and this and that, right?
Yeah, I mean, when I was in my 20s and 30s and I lived like a monk, I was into things like physical sport all the time, meditation, did it for years.
Yeah.
Clean food, no caffeine, no nicotine.
Yeah.
And all I've done is gone back to that.
Because you know.
I
Yeah.
knew how to do it.
Yeah.
I was fighting it. But there comes a point, right, where things like marriage and kids and lifestyle, all that, it's much more important than business, all that stuff. Much more important. And it comes down to
Tell me why.
Well, how long do we want to live for?
Yeah.
How long do you want to stay alive for? You want to be alive to see your kids growing up and have grandchildren?
Yeah.
I'm not being morbid when I say this, but when we're getting buried,
Yeah.
people are not interested in what you earned, right? They're interested in who you were.
So true.
And that is legacy. Legacy is not that other stuff. It's wanting, you know, at the funeral, people saying, because remember, we're not going to know what they're saying. We're gone.
Yeah.
It's things like, he was a great guy. He helped people. That's where I get my pleasure from, is helping people. I'm not talking about the teaching and charging people for it. I'm talking about helping people that desire a new way of life
Yeah.
in the community
Interesting.
that might have suffered from substance misuse and alcohol problems and all that stuff. That's where I get my pleasure from. Yeah, I like doing deals. Of course I do,
Yeah.
right? But that's where the real stuff is. That's the food.
So that's your passion projects, right? Are you involved in any local charities or any local, like...
There's stuff that I do in North Manchester. I'm not going to go into it.
Yeah.
Because I also believe the whole point of giving back is not to broadcast it from the rooftop.
Got it, yeah.
Humility
Yeah,
and being humble.
yeah.
And these are all characteristics that we can learn. It's difficult in this society we live in. You want to broadcast everything, right? Hey, look at me.
Yeah.
But helping people, the true unconditional helping someone is not telling people you're doing it. It's like giving money to charity. It's the same thing.
Yeah, interesting. I see you wear nice suits. Do you spend?
Yeah.
Is that your thing? Do you
No.
tailored or?
No. Used to be my thing.
Okay.
I used to spend ridiculous amounts of money in my 20s in looking really good,
Yeah.
wasting all the money. Going to the clubs, going to the bars, got to dress properly, buying everyone a round of drinks.
Not anymore.
It doesn't get you anywhere.
Are you a cigar guy or?
No.
No.
Don't smoke anything.
Okay. Let's dive into a little bit more about your morning routine then. So, what time do you get up these days, and like how does your day look like at the moment?
So
I know you said you're grafting more than ever.
yeah, because of all the reasons that we've
Yeah,
just
yeah.
explained. Because you have to, because it sets you back, that stuff. But I also do believe it's okay to have a bit of fun when you're young. You know, it's get all these mixed messages on social media. Got to be serious from the age of 18. We've also got to live, right?
Yeah, yeah.
I get up at 5:30 5:30 a.m. on a Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday.
5:30, yeah.
On 3 days a week. I can't handle 5 days a week at that time. It's just because it's tiring, right? Every day I get out of bed, whether it's the 5:30 or the 7 a.m., I pray
Okay.
to a power, no specific God. It's not a religious thing. It's a spiritual thing.
Yeah.
I meditate for 15 to 20 minutes every morning. At the weekends when I'm not going into the office, I meditate longer.
Yeah.
I use an app on my phone, Insight Timer. It's hundreds of thousands, a whole library of meditations.
Got it.
For whatever headspace you're in on that day, right? I then write a gratitude list of 10 things I'm grateful for today.
When you wake up on 5:30, yeah.
Yeah, it's the prayer, it's the meditation, it's the gratitude list.
Yeah.
I read a book about the Stoics, which were the Greek and Roman philosophers. There's a book out, there's a Stoic reading a day. Stoics are like people that it was a way of life.
Right.
They were humble, they were philosophical, and they weren't governed by external materialism. Mm-hmm. It's a different era, thousands of years ago, right?
Yeah.
So that's before I've even had a glass of water,
Right.
before I've eaten.
Wow. Okay.
Have to get the head right, Ibby.
Yeah, yeah, no, I get it.
Because I personally, my head's got to be straight before I start the day.
I get it. Removal process.
Healthy breakfast, bowl of cereal, but you know, maybe granola, Greek yogurt, bit of fruit, whatever.
Does the wife make it or you make it?
I do.
Okay.
And I do all the cooking at home as well.
Okay. Oh yeah, because yeah.
That's a huge part of my life,
Yeah.
is the cooking. I find it very therapeutic.
Nice.
Then at that point, I'm ready for work.
So what's that, about 8, half 8, something like that? 9?
Get in the office for about 7:30.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Is your office is
Yeah,
it
the office is just here, 111 Piccadilly.
around the corner? Yeah.
Yeah, literally that tall white building just by the hotel.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, like on the corner opposite Cafe Nero.
Wow.
Yeah.
And then what time do you finish? Are you focused then just on working, or do you need breaks in between? And like, how do you do it? Like, can you do six hours straight, or?
As I've got older, I've learned how to manage my time better.
Yeah.
Because you get pulled in different directions. I
You
saw
do.
you do something on this. I saw one of your posts about knowing when to answer a call
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
or an email. I still suffer from that.
Yeah,
An
yeah.
email comes in, it could be some business, bang. Leave it. Nothing's going to happen.
Yeah, yeah.
Wait
yeah.
3 hours. And the phone and all that stuff. Typically, I'll do a 7:30 to a 4:30 or 5:30.
Okay.
Go home, eat, spend some time with my wife, and if there's stuff that needs to be done at 9 o'clock at night, I'll do it.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm not working till 11 p.m. or midnight. I haven't got the energy for it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So what time do you go gym then?
The gym will be, so it's running. I've entered the Manchester 10K again. I haven't done that since 2016.
Really?
Yeah, I'm well into my 10Ks. It's the only thing I think that really burns. But as you get older, obviously it's difficult to burn fat. Your metabolism slows.
Yeah, yeah.
So for example, I can't eat bread anymore.
Right.
It's just carbs. Can't eat chocolate. I love it all. Biscuits, crisps, lethal.
Just message up your system, right?
The gym, so 3 times a week at the gym, 1 10K a week, and then I've just introduced like a 3K speed run to help me get my speed as well as endurance for this 10K I'm doing in May.
Sprints, yeah,
so
yeah.
it's 4 or 5 sessions a week. As you get older, it takes longer for your body to regenerate.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get aches, get pains in my legs, all that sort of stuff, right? I never used to have it 10, 15 years ago.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Have you tried Pilates?
No, but I've been talking about it for years.
Honestly, like, I started it this year.
Right.
I went to, just round here, the Green Lab in Northern Quarter.
Yeah, really? I didn't know that they do it.
Right next to it.
The vegan restaurant?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
underneath, they've got like
Interesting.
Pilates.
Right,
Always full.
right.
Great place. You need to go and check it out.
Right. So what's the difference between yoga and Pilates?
So it's completely different. So yoga is a bit more, it's just stretches like in heat, or you just kind of a bit more spiritual. Comes under meditation, I would say, yoga. Where Pilates is, you do it on different sorts of these weird looking machines, which are fascinating. And you almost, in similar positions as yoga, but with just a bit more intensity. It's like having weights on in weird different positions. But what it does is improves your core.
Okay. Yeah, okay.
It's really good. It's really, really good.
The core is the most important part of our whole physical being, right?
Yeah.
Because that's what carries us through.
Yep. So just give it a try. Like,
Yeah, okay.
some of the things, like I remember when I first went there, I've been going gym since, I don't know, like a long time, like 18 years or something like that, 15, 18 years. And some of the things were so basic, but I was struggling to do, and I was like, blimey.
Right.
What's the point of having all these muscles when you can't even do this?
Right. How long are the sessions?
An hour.
Right. And you go once a week?
I used to go once a week, and now I try to go once a month.
Right.
But I definitely go once a month.
Right.
Worth trying it out.
Yeah, no, I will, thank you.
Yeah, it's only around here, right?
Yeah.
Politics. Are you into politics?
It's something that I've always thought I'd be quite good going into it, but I think that might have passed me by.
Yeah.
I obviously, at the moment, you've got the Tory party conference around the corner.
Yeah.
They're all looking for votes now. I think they're all as bad as each other.
Yeah.
Has our quality of life improved in the last 13 years under the Tories? Probably not. I've only ever voted Tory. I don't know whether I would again.
Yeah.
I think that the gap is getting bigger. Not just north and south, because that's the thing, right? Having lived down south and lived up here, and living up here, you really see the gap,
Yeah.
that whole class divide. That whole thing about levelling up. With this HS2, they might be scrapping the Manchester link to Birmingham. All this stuff. You only need to travel on a train to Blackpool to realise how behind we are here. And that's all politics.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's all politics. All the money's in London. So yeah, would have loved to have got into it. I just think it's too late now. I think the country should be run by business people.
Do you follow American politics?
A little bit. Yeah.
Who do you think should be in next?
I mean, it looks like they're going to have an 80-year-old in again. Biden. He's over 80 now.
Yeah.
And here you've got a prime minister that's wife's dad owns, what, a £15 billion company.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
also, Keir Starmer, who leads the Labour Party, is a lawyer and was a hot shot and probably had a privileged background as well.
Yeah, yeah.
So pay attention, guys. If you want to be a high-level entrepreneur or you want to be a high net worth individual, then you need to get into the right rooms. So I have gone and created a free WhatsApp channel where you can learn how to grow your business, scale your business, and connect with like-minded people. So if you want to join this WhatsApp channel, the link is in the description below. I'll see you in there.
Just actually watched on Netflix, Class Act. It's French,
Right.
and it's about Bernard Tapie, who ended up buying Marseille Football Club. And he bought Adidas, self-made. His dad was a plumber, real story. Became the first proper French entrepreneur,
Yeah.
right? And his thing was he tried to give hope to the youth. That was his thing. He was a businessman, self-made, did all sorts of stuff, bought a football club, a little bit corrupt, right? But this is 30 years ago. He saw the gap. It's not just in England. It's worldwide, this stuff. You only need to walk out here to see what the problem is, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I know the solution is not taking someone homeless and giving them a job tomorrow. I get it, right? I see it, I come into contact with it. This is getting worse. This is not getting better. I know there's a lot of trauma there, and armed forces and domestic violence and drug addiction and alcoholism and family problems. And it's not that easy, it's very complex. These people, have you seen these people who do these charity sleepouts for like one night? That really annoys me. Business people, you've seen it. They put it all over LinkedIn and socials. I've just done a charity sleep out for one night. They'll have it all filmed. I've raised 15 grand. Great. But that's not the reality, sleeping out for one night. There's people sleeping out for years.
Yeah.
It's 2023. It's not 1723. So somewhere there is a big problem.
Interesting. Okay. So before we get these wrapped up, what is some of your weaknesses?
Giving people too many chances. I'm still doing it.
Yeah.
It's becoming a bit better at it. I believe everyone deserves a second chance.
Yeah, yeah.
I really think that's important because I've been given those second chances and I've given people second chances. But the mistakes is when they come back the third and fourth time. That's a red flag. Learning that stuff. Not, in other words, not being able to say no.
Yeah.
Being able to say no is an asset. It's a gift.
Interesting. Jerome, before we finish this off, like, how do people like reach out to you, and any final like sort of wisdom, advice you want to give to them?
Sure. So the wisdom is, it's not wisdom, it's based on experience. This is a long game. You can't make money overnight unless you're born into it.
Yeah.
Or you build a business in 5 years that's incredibly successful. It's about consistency, and life goes really quickly. I never thought I'd be 50. You know, I never thought it goes that quick. Life is extremely short. Take advantage of each day and just be the best version of yourself. Look inside yourself, not outside yourself.
Yeah.
You can find me on Instagram at Property Planning Gain, Facebook at Property Planning Gain, Jerome Aoith on LinkedIn. If you want to find out more about the 2-day property development intensive in London or Manchester, drop us a DM or go on to propertyplanninggain.co.uk and book a discovery call with me.
Yeah. Well, Jerome, thank you so much for coming on. It's been such a good conversation, and I'm sure people have learnt a lot.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Cheers, Ibby.
Thank you.
So guys, check this beautiful place out. I have booked this out for the whole of 2024 because I'm going to be hosting business networking events on the second Wednesday of every single month. So make sure you come here. It's going to be a great place to network with business owners and people who are starting off in business. So see you here. So make sure you get your tickets. We have limited availability. The link is in the description below. I'll see you up there.